Kaiser William II, the German Emperor and supreme warlord of the most powerful military and industrial state in Europe. The imperious side of William II's character was the handiwork of Otto von Bismarck, the Iron Chancellor and creator of the German Empire, who inflamed the young prince in his youth with the glory of monarchy. Astride a white horse, wearing the white cuirassier uniform of the Imperial Guard and a shining brass helmet crested with a golden Hohenzollern eagle, William saw himself as an embodiment of the divine right of kings. "We Hohenzollerns derive our crowns from heaven alone, and we are answerable only to heaven," he announced, adding that God was our old ally who has taken so much trouble over our homeland and dynasty. Ich und Gott were the two rulers of Germany, he declared, sometimes forgetting who was answerable to whom. "You have sworn loyalty to me," he once told a group of new army recruits. "That means, children of my God, that you have given yourself to me, body and soul. It may come to pass that I shall command you to shoot your own relatives, brothers, yes, parents, which God forbid, but even then you must follow my command without a murmur." He drew surprising historical analogies. In 1900, sending a contingent of German troops to China at the time of the Boxer Rebellion, he shouted to the departing soldiers, "There will be no quarter, no prisoners will be taken. As 1,000 years ago the Huns under King Attila gained for themselves a name which still stands for terror in tradition and story, so may the name of German be impressed by you for 1,000 years on China." Englishman and German, yachtsman and medieval warlord, bumptious vulgarian and representative of the deity. William never quite determined who he was. He changed his mind with bewildering frequency, but in the opinion of his former Chancellor Bernhard von Bülow, the Kaiser was not false but fickle. He was a weathercock whose direction at any given moment very largely depended on the people with whom he happened to associate. Albert Ballin, who built the Hamburg-America line into the largest steamship company in the world, would always say, "Whenever I have to go and see the Emperor, I always try and find out whom he's just been with, because then I know exactly what he's thinking." Despite her gold and white paintwork, gleaming swan plumage, one passenger called it, the top-heavy Hohenzollern, with her ram bow and bell-mouthed funnels, was the unloveliest royal yacht in Europe. Her navigation officer, Erich Rieder, described her as a lumbering monstrosity which rolled in rough weather to a point uncomfortable even for old sailors. Her watertight integrity would not have met the safety requirements of even an ordinary passenger ship. None of this troubled the Kaiser, who used her only in the Baltic, the North Sea, and the Mediterranean, never in the heavier seas of the North Atlantic. In any case, his cruises to Norway were spent mostly at anchor in a spectacular fjord. There, surrounded by sparkling blue water, granite cliffs and dark green forests, plunging waterfalls wreathed in mist, and patches of sloping meadow dotted with farmhouses, William felt completely at ease. Some rules were always observed. No one ever spoke to the Kaiser unless he had spoken first, but now, at 55, he was more mature and composed than the youthful Prince Hal of a quarter-century before. When he embarked on the first of his all-male yachting trips to Norway, taking with him a dozen friends, whom he referred to as his brother officers, the atmosphere resembled that of a rowdy junior officers' mess. By 1914, the atmosphere had become more correct, but the guest list remained all male. William's wife, Empress Augusta, whom he called Donna, remained in Berlin. "I don't care for women," he said. "Women should stay home and look after their children." The Kaiser's day on the yacht was rigidly scheduled. Mild exercises before breakfast, in good weather an hour in his small sailboat, in the afternoons shore excursions or rowing contests between the crews of the Hohenzollern and the escort cruiser Rostock. These activities, however, were not allowed to interfere with the Kaiser's afternoon nap. To get the most from this hour and a half of rest, William